welcome to the show. This is Lakshmi and welcome to Let's Bake with Palak. And here with me today is my good friend palakdave. She's a fantastic baker and a creative person who can bake cakes like it's an easy thing to do. So welcome Palak, and please start the show.
Hi, this is our first episode and we are going to start with very basic but very interesting focaccia bread. And it's Italian bread. It's super easy to make. Even if you are making it first time, you can't go wrong. That's kind of bread.
That sounds good.
It is very versatile. You can make it however you want to make it for your family. You can add, you can remove whatever you like for your kids, for your family. It is a great appetizer and it can be great with any soup, any dipping, any cheese dips or any kind of things.
All right, I like the sound of it, and focaccia, it sounds very interesting, and I'm hoping that it's going to look as interesting as it looks.
Yes, it is. Actually. Yes, it is. It is very simple. So to start focaccia bread, we have here 5 cups of sifted flour. It's all-purpose flour. You can also use bread flour. Bread flour does give you better result. We have 1 tablespoon of active yeast. If you are using packed yeast, you can use the 1 pack of yeast. We have salt, 1 tablespoon. We have sugar 1 tablespoon. We have here Italian seasoning. This Italian seasoning and this basil is dried basil is totally optional. If you like, if your family loves it, you can go ahead and add into it. We have almost 2 cups of water. It's a lukewarm water. We don't need a very hot water, but we definitely need a little bit of lukewarm water. And then focaccia needs really good extra virgin olive oil.
And be generous.
And yes, we are gonna use at least 1.5 cup to 1 cup of olive oil in this. So that's there. For the toppings, we are using here sun-dried tomatoes. We have jalapenos and we have olives. Being Indian, I definitely love some heat in my food, so you can use it.
Zing to it.
Yes, definitely.
So just a quick question. So can we add onions or peppers? Or?
Yes. Yes.
So whatever you like.
Yes. You can have caramelized onion on it. You can also have some chopped garlic on it, garlic powder. However, whatever your family loves, you can definitely go ahead and throw.
All right, people, get creative. But first, let's know what the process is, and let Palak start it.
To create a dough, first of all, we have to use, you can use it. We'll add our 5 cups of, go ahead, Lakshmi.
Sure.
Flour
in it. Put me to work?
Yes, yes.
All right. So hopefully by the end of this episode, I'm able to bake a focaccia bread for my family then, huh?
Definitely. While Lakshmi is adding that, I'm going to use this lukewarm water. We'll add our yeast in it. To bloom yeast, we definitely need sugar. So we are adding our sugar. And we are adding our salt in it.
All right.
We'll mix it up.
So let me recap that. So we had yeast, sugar, and salt in lukewarm water.
Yes.
Mixing it all up.
Yes.
All right.
We'll mix it and we'll let it sit for at least 5 minutes.
Oh, okay. So it blooms.
To bloom up.
Yeah. Okay.
So while our yeast is blooming up, we'll start the basic process. Basic process is we are adding our olive oil. We are using generously. It's almost looks like 2 to 3 tablespoons to me. Of course, very scientifically measured.
That's a question. Do they need to add any butter, or can they substitute olive oil with butter or any other oil?
For the Italian bread, whenever you are using good olive oil, the aroma, the taste, the flavor comes up. It's very beautiful, very different, and that's why we are using here olive oil.
All right, so
you can also use grape oil. But normally with our Indian taste buds, I think grape oil is pretty plain to us. So olive oil does bring a lot of flavor. So yes, I personally will.
And get a good quality olive oil.
Yes.
All right.
So now you can see it's foaming up. That means our yeast is blooming. In case if you want to check it out whether my yeast is working or not, anytime before making bread, always make a starter. Starter with water add your yeast, sugar and salt, and see if you are getting this foamy water where you can feel the yeasty smell, that means your yeast is working, and then go ahead and add that gradually into your flour.
Okay, do I set it down?
Yep. And we'll start with the,
Stir.
We'll start with very low speed initially,
Okay.
because right now still it's a flour, it's still mixing up.
So it's funny, I have this at home and all I use it for just chapati dough. So it's
Wow.
good to know now I can start
You can-
using this for focaccia
yes.
bread. Alright. Cleaning it up a
Okay.
little bit.
While it's mixing up, let me get ready the desk.
Okay.
Also, here we are going to season our bread right now, because once it's made, you cannot go ahead and add the season. You can just add the toppings.
Okay.
So here what we are going to do is we are adding
Basil. Yeah.
our basil and our Italian seasoning.
Okay. Can they add something like dill, rosemary? Or
Yes, Italian
they can?
seasoning has already thyme, rosemary,
Okay.
everything in it.
Okay.
So it is already mixed, and we are increasing speed
Okay.
just so it will be mixed very well.
Okay.
In case if you see your dough, suppose you can see your dough is still not able to mix up, in that case is add just a little bit of water.
Okay.
So
Here's-
add a little bit of water, it's a warm water.
And
Once you see it's forming a shape or forming a ball, we'll take it out from there, and all bread needs kneading. So now we are kneading the dough. To knead the dough, we have to prepare our workspace.
Okay.
We are going to add or sprinkle a little bit of flour here using our both hand.
Okay. Just get it in there.
Yes, just
use
knead.
all your power.
You are taking it out and then bring it back to you. You are taking it
Ah,
out,
okay.
bringing back to you. That's the key here.
Just like you see in commercials, people.
Yes. We need, since we have already mixed up all the things, we need only 1 minute of this
Okay.
kneading part.
Oh, okay. Since this is all the
Already
work for
yes,
you. Okay.
already mixed up. And plus with the focaccia bread, you don't need to knead a lot. You definitely need to knead at least for 1 minute.
Okay.
So you knead it.
If it's too sticky, how do you know like if it's the correct proportionate
Yes.
so it doesn't
As
stick
we
to
are
your
going,
hand?
right now it is sticking to my hand, but as
Okay.
we are going,
Uh-huh.
gradually it will stop sticking to my hand, gradually
Okay.
it stops sticking to the bench, and you will see the bench is also clearing up.
Okay.
So that's the key.
That's when you know that the dough
Exactly,
is ready. Okay.
exactly,
Okay.
exactly. The other easy thing to know whether your dough is ready or not, you will see gradually it is getting smoother.
Okay.
So keep kneading
Okay.
until it is getting smoother.
Alright. So I've never seen Palak in live in action, so it's good to see her that side of Palak as well.
Yes. All right. So our dough is almost ready. The consistency is like Indian roti.
Acha.
When you are making roti, the soft.
Yeah.
So
it's pretty
consistency is pretty soft,
soft. Yeah.
right?
Smells great too.
It's already smelling.
Yes.
Yes.
All that seasoning is giving that nice aroma to it.
Right. So once it's done, then we'll take bowl back.
Ooh, more olive oil.
Yes, we'll
It's gonna sit in there.
yes,
Okay.
and it will not stick to the bowl.
Okay.
So we'll put a little bit of olive oil. See how easy flowing is right now.
Nice.
Our ball is ready. We have lightened with the olive oil,
Right.
and dough is sitting down. See the house.
And sliding in the bowl.
Yes, dough is having bath with olive oil actually.
Yes.
After that, we are gonna cover this. You can create a ball,
Okay.
and then we are gonna cover this with plastic wrap.
Gotcha.
Why we are covering with the plastic wrap, not with any other lid or anything is because while it will be rising up, it will create a gas, and for that gas
Okay.
to develop it, we need space.
Okay.
With the plastic wrap, it has that area where if it needs to be expanded, it will be automatically expanding.
Okay.
So this we are going to put on the countertop. We are going to wait it doubling in the size.
All
So
right.
whatever our size is right now,
So it's gonna
it
double
has
up.
to be doubled up.
Okay.
It will take almost 2 hours to double up this
Okay.
You can have that on the countertop.
Okay.
And once it's a double up, we'll be again kneading it up, and we are gonna put that on our tray.
Who is going to show us the rest of the focaccia bread, how to finish it off. We're almost in the final stages. I could smell it and I'm excited to taste it. So let's get started.
All right. So after sitting 2 hours, it's almost double than its size. What we are gonna do is we have pan here. You can take any size pan.
Okay.
Metal pan is the best one
Okay.
for baking bread or cakes.
Okay.
But in case if you don't have, then glasses, it made it.
So I'm assuming the baking time varies, depends on the type of the dish?
Yes,
Okay.
definitely. Also, if it is aluminum versus or normal pan versus if you have coated pan, time goes different, vary from pan to pan.
Okay.
Very generously, we are covering this pan with olive oil again.
Okay. I can't wait to try it.
Yes.
It looks yummy.
And
Alright.
taking it out, putting it here, and we are trying to
Spread it.
spread it.
Okay. So fill the entire bottom
Yes.
portion of the pan.
If you
okay?
cannot, if you cannot cover the entire portion, still keep doing it, and
It'll get there.
yes, and it will get there. We'll cover it with the plastic wrap again. We'll leave it there for again rise it up
Okay.
for 2 hours.
Oh,
And once
okay.
it's a double, we are gonna go ahead and add all our toppings on top of it.
Okay. So the toppings go at the end.
Topping, yes, topping goes in the end.
Okay.
And while we are spreading it, we are also making our finger marks on it. Because we need our bread not like very flat texture, but with some kind of texture, some kind of,
So it'll have a personality is what you're saying.
yes,
Just
our
like
bread,
you and me.
yes. So let's
Alright.
skip spreading.
Okay.
Even at this phase, if you are thinking like, hey, I want to go ahead and add all the toppings I want to, you can certainly do that,
Okay. So we're starting with jalapenos.
of course.
Yeah. The first thing that all our people like it.
Yes,
A
so,
little bit of zing. So
And
just
plus-
spread them across, just
Yes.
like a piece of topping.
yes.
Okay.
And the other thing I have noticed, the more colorful food it is more attractive to people. People will
Absolutely.
end up eating that definitely much
Especially
more.
kids.
Kids,
Yeah.
even adults, like nobody wants to eat plain food. Nobody wants to eat like dull looking food.
That is so
We
true.
always eat food with our eyes first. So it is very important to have that color contrast color going on in our food.
And now
And then we
we're
have
gonna do this.
sun-dried tomatoes.
Okay.
So we'll put sun-dried tomatoes. You can put roasted red pepper. You can put yellow pepper, bell peppers.
Caramelized onions if you're an onion fan like me.
Yes, you can also put garlic, chopped
Okay.
garlic. You can put garlic
Oh, garlic
powder,
sounds yummy.
whatever you like, whatever
Okay.
gives your preferences. You can definitely customize according it. You can also, if it is good weather and rosemary is available, you can also make rosemary bread.
Okay.
Same recipe, you can do that too.
Okay.
If you like basil and if it is basil is available, unfortunately it's not right now.
Yeah,
but
not
if it is available, fresh basil, you can definitely be generous with the basil,
Okay.
and it tastes amazing with the basil. Basil, olive oil, and bread. You cannot go wrong.
I
with
can
that.
imagine myself sitting with a warm cup of tea with this focaccia bread on a nice
Or
Saturday
soup.
evening watching Netflix.
Yep. All right. While we are spreading and putting our fingers in, making sure you are pushing it down,
Okay.
and then we'll cover it back
Okay.
and let it sit down for 2 hours almost,
Okay.
or until it is rising up for
Again.
double size.
Okay.
We have to.
Okay. Let's wait for this to rise. So we are in the process of preparing the focaccia bread to go into the oven. So it's been sitting for a couple of hours now. And what's the next step?
So we'll be waiting until 2 hours or until it is doubling in the size,
Okay.
and then we'll go ahead and put it into the oven for 450 or 425 degree temperature,
Okay.
and it will be baking almost for 25-30 minutes until you see the crust is golden brown or crust has golden color on top of it.
Okay. And
So-
remember, the baking time varies if it's a glass versus a metal
Yes,
pan. So
and baking time varies in case suppose instead of using the whole loaf, you are using the half of
Yes.
it and half you are saving, it will be very. Also, the beauty of this thing is, suppose, hey, I'm a small family, I'm just 2 or 3 people in the house, instead of using the whole thing, use half, put the rest in the refrigerator, and you can do it after 2-3 days, same process.
So refrigerator or freezer?
refrigerator.
Okay, so refrigerator, so no freezing.
No.
Freezing business.
Yes, as soon as you are putting anything with the yeast in the refrigerator, the process of the fermenting will stop immediately.
Right there. Okay.
So the dough can survive for 2 to 3 days without any problem.
Okay.
Just put into airtight containers so the air is not crusting up on the top.
Okay.
But you can definitely go ahead and use it for a long time.
So how many days can it stay in the refrigerator? 2-3 days? 4 days?
2-3 days is a good time frame, I believe.
Okay.
I personally feel 2-3 days is fair enough time frame for it.
Okay. So maybe you could do half of it with some toppings and half of it with different toppings and bake it 2 times and make use of it.
Yep, be creative.
Yeah.
All right. So we are gonna removing this. Once it's a double up in the size, what you have already done, then we'll go ahead and put into the oven for 425 or 450 degree temperature for 25 to 30 minutes, depending on your oven and depending on what size of loaf you're doing it.
Okay.
We are gonna put into the oven right now. The key to see whether your bread is ready or not, the top layer of it should be looking crusty or it should be looking golden brown or golden color. Let's put this baby in the oven.
All right, so the oven is nice and toasty and all prepped up. So she already preheated the oven.
It is preheated oven for 425 degree and let's get going.
Alrighty. So Palak, while it's baking, so I do have a few questions about how can we know for sure? Do we have to have a set time of 2 hours, like the bread is going to be ready, or is it depends on the weather? Like, how do I know?
Okay, for there is no exact set time for bread rising up.
Okay.
Normally it depends on the weather, climate, where you are located. There are a lot of factors on it.
Okay.
But normally, suppose if it is summer, the timing will be much lesser than it is in the winter in Northeast.
Okay.
So depending on where you are, what time, what temperature, it all matters. It's like making a dahi or making a yogurt.
Okay.
So same concept, same fermented.
Okay.
Yes, same concept.
Okay.
So here roughly we are going with the 2 hours.
Okay.
But the key factor should be, it should be double in the rice. When you are touching, it should feel bubbly. It should you should be able to see the air in the and when you are punching or when you are touching the dough, should be very soft and very easy to work with.
So for a non-seasonal baker like me who doesn't have much proficiency in baking, so the simple rule of thumb is the dough is risen. Is it a double in size?
Right.
Is it soft to touch? And then it's ready to go.
Exactly right.
All right.
Exactly
so
right.
Keep note of that. So, it makes your life easier when you actually start making this focaccia yummy bread. All right,
While focaccia is happening right there, let me tell you, focaccia, once it's baked, we have to completely cool down. Because most of time when you bake something, whether it's a cookie, it's a bread, it's a cake, when it is cooling down, it's actually still processing the cooking process.
Okay.
So you have to let it cool down on the wire rack. Once it's completely cooled down, you can eat your focaccia along with your soup, vegetable soup, tomato soup. You can also eat with here we have red sauce, or you can marinara sauce.
Regular marinara
right?
sauce. Okay.
Or here we have extra virgin olive oil. You can add pepper, you can add red crushed pepper, whatever you want, and we can
just dip it in there.
You can also make cheese dips. You can make cream cheese dips.
Okay.
There are so many. It's a very, very versatile bread actually.
Okay. So then this is going to be my next potluck item.
Definitely.
The crowds.
You know what? In my household, no matter what happens, we always bake bread when I have guests coming over because it creates such a warm, inviting environment when my guests are walking in the house.
Smell the wonderful
smell
coming from the oven.
Yes, the smell is coming up. The taste, the flavor is coming up, and people start feeling hungry as soon as they are walking in the home.
Just like me right now.
All right.
All right. So I think we almost the focaccia bread is almost done.
Yes.
Okay. So should we take it out?
So we are bringing out our focaccia.
Wonderful smell. All right.
All right.
So it looks so colorful and it's golden brown.
Yes.
All
All the olives, jalapenos, tomatoes. You can see it's definitely getting you good color.
All right.
We have to let it cool down. We have to let it cool down until you can touch the pan. You can easily handle the bread.
Okay.
And then we'll go ahead and cut the bread.
All right. So we have transferred the focaccia bread onto this wood plate here so we can cut it and serve it and taste
Definitely.
it. Most importantly, taste it. All right.
Yes, so we are gonna try today focaccia with our red sauce, which is marinara sauce, homemade, very simple to make, and we have extra virgin olive oil, bread knife.
Oh wow, you have it covered, so it's safe.
Yes,
I'm
it
not
is.
a kid, Palak, but it's a good tip. Keep your knives covered just like Palak, so kids are safe in the home.
So it's a very crusty. You can hear the
Yeah, I can
bottom
see it,
crust,
or I can hear it. Oops. Okay.
and you can see
Nice and crispy in the bottom.
nice and crispy in the bottom. The color it's a golden brown, and on top we can see the color differences, and the most importantly how soft it is.
Yeah, see, it's soft to touch. Yeah.
Right. So let's dig in.
All right. I want a piece with jalapeno.
With jalapeno,
Yes.
go right for it.
So is there a way that you have to cut it, like slices
Nope,
versus cubes, or?
In case if you are looking to make a big sandwiches, you can have bigger
Okay, so thin long
slice it.
slices.
Yes.
Okay.
This one we have baked really thick one, but in case if you prefer, you can also have, instead of double size, you can cut it
Spread it
half,
out.
and you can have the smaller size too,
Okay.
for making simple breads.
Okay.
So
So I'm gonna try with olive oil.
going in the red sauce.
It is definitely soft and it has a very nice flavor to it with all the seasoning that you put in, and definitely a kick because of the jalapeno. So
Definitely.
yummy, very yummy and fantastic.
And most importantly, very easy to make. Anyone can make it, and I'm sure you can't go wrong on that part.
Yes, I can agree. I can vouch for that because I have watched her do it, and it's pretty simple and easy to make, and it'll be a crowd pleaser for sure. So Palak, this is amazing and quick. So thank you for sharing this wonderful recipe with us today. So let's quickly recap the ingredients so people can note down and try it for their next weekend's potluck or gathering or a party.
Sure.
All
Or
right.
just to sit down and watch,
Enjoy
enjoy
with family.
TV.
Yes.
And even in the winter night.
Absolutely.
So we had 5 cups of all-purpose flour. You can also use bread flour. You can also use, suppose, hey, I want to add a little bit of wheat flour. I want to make more healthy for my family. Go ahead and add like half a cup or cup instead of replacing the all-purpose flour.
Okay.
But not going all the way 5 cups
all
of.
the way, yeah,
Yes.
then it'll completely change the texture and the
Yes,
taste of it.
definitely,
Yes.
definitely,
Okay.
definitely. 1 tablespoon of yeast, 1 tablespoon of sugar, 1 tablespoon of salt, and extra virgin olive oil. Almost half cup we have totally used.
Yes,
in
we
that.
did, yes.
For kneading and for while kneading, for dusting and everything, we have a little bit of extra flour that you can
Keep
use
it
probably.
handy.
Keep
Yeah,
it handy.
handy so you can dust the
Right.
table and knead it. Yeah.
Yes. So first we knead the flour, our dough. Once it's kneaded, we let it sit down for almost 2 hours. Here 2 hours because to double in the size. It can vary timing from place to place. Once it's a double in the size, we did put in the pan.
Yeah.
We did put our toppings. We did made the finger marks on this everywhere, creating the texture. And once it's done, let it again rise up for
2 more hours.
double size or 2 more hours, whatever is working up.
Yes, so just quickly want to add, so we forgot to mention the basil and seasoning, the Italian seasoning.
Yes.
So that's
yes,
very
yes.
important as well, and add it while you're actually mixing the dough in the mixer so that
Good
it
point.
blends in well.
Yes.
Right? Yeah.
Because in
See,
breads,
I'm getting better at this too.
definitely, definitely, certainly. So it's very easy making bread, but very crowd pleasing bread for sure.
Yeah, I can say that right now
All
after
right.
tasting it. So thank you so much, Palak, for sharing this wonderful recipe with us today. And hope you all enjoyed the show. And we'll be back with more Let's Bake with Palak episodes very soon. So stay tuned.
Hope you have you liked it. If you have question, if you have remarks, feel free to reach out to us. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Okay, viewers, hope you all enjoyed the show today. So this wonderful episode was made possible because of Palak's recipes. So hope you all enjoyed the episode, and we're going to come back with more. But for today's episode, I do have a question for you. How many tablespoons of yeast was used in the recipe? So email your answers to the email address shown on the screen below, and we'll look forward to see your answers. Thank you.
What are you waiting for? Please write your right answer to palak@manatv.net. Who knows, you can be our winner to share your favorite recipe with everyone.